Welcome to Vulnerable Relationships.
My friend convinced my husband that I had cheated on him. He kicked me out of our house, and now she finally says she lied. I, a 25-year-old female, don't even know where to start because I'm devastated. She, a 25-year-old female, and I were best friends for over 10 years before all this happened. She was my sister, my friend, and the person I trusted the most, but to her, I was never anything. Because if I had meant something to her, she wouldn't have stabbed me in the back just because I married the man she wanted. And this is important because she did all this for that very reason. 8 years ago, we met my husband, a 29-year-old male, at college. We were in our first year, and he was the assistant of one of our professors. The three of us became very good friends until he and I started dating. At that time, she never told me that she had feelings for him, so I never questioned my relationship with him. During all these years, I trusted her with very important things about my husband and myself. The last thing was the most important thing that I ever told her, and that was that I was pregnant. I even told her before I told my husband because I took the pregnancy test while I was with her because I trusted her with my whole life. And when the test came back positive, we both cried because it was a planned baby. She seemed so happy that my chest hurt knowing that it was all fake. 6 months had passed since that day, and my husband started acting weird. He was always mad at me for absolutely no reason until I had enough and confronted him. He told me he's mad at me because he knows the truth. I asked him what he was talking about, and he showed me all the infidelity evidence he had. They were chats from a dating app between a man and me. I used quotes because I never created that account. Someone else did and used my photos. Photos I never posted and that I only have on my phone. So it is impossible that someone has stolen them from my social media. In those chats, I told this man that I was pregnant and that I didn't know if it was his or my husband's. In those chats, I even talked to that man about recent sexual encounters while I was pregnant and things like that. Things that no husband or wife wants to read about their partner. I told my husband that everything was fake and that I wanted to know where he got those screenshots, and he told me they were screenshots of my old phone. A phone that I supposedly used to talk to other men. He told me that my best friend told him everything because she couldn't look him in the eye knowing the truth. She knew about my infidelities and told him to look for evidence on my old phone. And he did. And that's why he's been acting weird the last few weeks. Of course, I told him that my friend was lying and that she probably used my phone without my knowledge to do that. That I never created any account and that I never slept with another man other than him in my whole life. But he didn't believe me. We had a fight, and we called her to confront her, but all she said was that she was sorry, but she no longer wanted to keep lying to one friend to save the other's ass. We had a horrible fight, but she was calm as a fucking psycho insisting that I'm a cheater. I couldn't convince my husband that it was all a lie because the evidence indicates that I'm guilty. So he was furious and told me to pack my stuff and get out. That he wanted a divorce and a paternity test. I went to my brother's house, and we did the paternity test, which indicated that the baby is his. But still, he didn't believe me that I didn't cheat on him. We had a few more fights after we did the paternity test, and I ended up in the hospital because of stress. And apparently, that made my so-called friend see reason. Because she told my husband that everything he saw was fake and that it was she who made both accounts. Mine and that of the man I was supposedly cheating on him with. She said that she did it because she was jealous that since I'm pregnant he doesn't pay attention to her anymore. She has been good friends with both of us since we met him. And that she lost her mind and acted in the worst way possible. She also said that now she's sorry that she never thought all of this would go this far and that she thought he'd just get mad for a few days and forgive me because she knew that he loves me too much to forgive anything. Since she confessed all that she had done, he has apologized in 1,000 ways, and we've talked a lot about what happened. We have decided to give ourselves the space we need. We'll start going to therapy, but I don't know if that will be enough. Our relationship is at its worst. It's all screwed up, and I'm afraid we can't work this out. How could we? We said and did horrible things. During a fight, he told me to pack my stuff. I refused, and he took me by the arm to do it, and he was hurting me, so I pushed him and he hit a piece of furniture, and that's when he took me by the arms again, but this time he did it to shake me. But he's much stronger than me. Not only am I skinny compared to him, but he's also really tall. When he did that, he really hurt me. I don't know if we can be who we were in the past again. In the past, we almost never fought, and if we did, there was never any violence involved. How can we fix this other than therapy?
Comments.
Comment 1. What a fucking psycho. This is a lot. The damage she inflicted over petty jealousy. How'd you do something so deplorable to a person, let alone your best friends? People you claim to love, all while putting your friend's health and the health of her unborn child at risk. Just wow. Comment 2. Jesus, your friend is a psychopath. She didn't think this would go that far. The truth is, she wasn't ever that good of a friend to either of you, because if she was, she would have accepted that he was with you and moved on. Given the circumstances, I would think therapy is a must. I can't see how else you two would ever come back from this without a neutral party involved. Comment 3. What about your husband and the ex-friend? He's cut her out, and did she attempt anything with him while you were kicked out? Because if he's still talking to her in any capacity, that would be done for me. Comment 4. Yep, it's been said to get a lawyer, don't delete anything, and sue that bitch. She's the enemy and has caused harm. You need someone to be the bad one, and she's deserving. Comment 5. So up until the violent part, this is what I would say. You and your husband are both innocent here. Of course, you are. You did nothing wrong, but your husband was given a significant amount of proof of cheating by someone who was trusted and loved by both of you. Just as you could never imagine her doing this, I'm sure he could never imagine she would lie, as she put in a lot of work to make this believable. We all hear stories about how I never thought they would cheat, we were so happy. I think you need time and space and therapy to move on, and I understand you were very hurt he didn't believe you, but I hope you realize he was also the victim of a very elaborate scheme by someone you also trusted with very personal information and have known for a decade. Now the fight. Let's be clear, it wasn't just the stress that put you in the hospital, but a physical altercation with your husband. That's something remarkably hard to come back from, and only you know how it went down. But him being violent with you, a pregnant person, is a lot. So how can you move on? Set some boundaries with each other. You each agree to never speak to this person again, obviously, and think about what else you each need. To live separately, set up a timeline for discussions, etc. You have to deal head-on with a violent confrontation. Not why it happened, not who started it, but that it happened and that it's not okay. You both, since I don't know the details, need to be frank about what happened. What scared you? The trust is broken because of it. All of it. Being open and honest and letting all things out is a big step in figuring out if you can move forward. How do you rebuild trust? He was told you were cheating, which, while untrue, also creates a big cloud of what if. He didn't believe you, which creates a big old cloud of could he not believe me again about something else. You both feel unsafe in the relationship now, so you need to talk about what you each need from each other. You in particular need to come up with a plan for having this baby. Framed around what you feel safe and comfortable with. He needs to fully accept that you're having a medical procedure and need to do what puts you in the best place. Lean on your family. You're each going to need a lot of help to process this and then to take care of the baby. It's okay to need that help. Don't let the baby be a bargaining chip. If you want to see your husband, then say you want to see him, not spend time with the baby. If he wants to see you, he can't be like, I want to see my kid. The baby needs to stay out of this conflict and the healing process. You need therapy, but also realize that this isn't a linear process. You can forgive him for not believing you, but the pain will circle back, especially with hormones and a new baby depriving you of sleep, and you need to find healthy ways to process that pain. You need to acknowledge this is a long process. It will keep coming, and you can't get defensive if in the next months, you aren't still over it. A lot of talking, tears, being frustrated, and committing to doing the work. But first, you have to process whether you can even try again with someone who is violent with you and were you with them. Update. Thank you for all the messages you sent me and the comments you left on my first post. I really appreciated it. Things have gotten a lot better since then. We talked to my now ex-friend, and she admitted to using my old phone to create that fake profile and also to message the other man. And I used quotes because that man never existed. It was her. She used that phone when she came to my house every day since we had a business together. She knew where the phone was, and she also knew that no one ever used it, so she had everything perfectly planned out, which is scary because she really needs help. I mean, with all this, it is more than clear she is a psychopath and needs help. She said all the things she did, and she even told my husband that she drove me to meet that man so many times, and she told him that I made her pay with her card for the hotel where I met that man. The truth is I was never in any of those hotels, but all of that was right there. It all looked real, so of course he believed her. She has been my friend for many years, but she has also been friends with him for over 8 years, so we trusted her, and we never thought she would do something like that. And when she started telling all those lies, it sounded real. The messages and everything looked very real. I understand why my husband believed it, and if it had been the other way around, maybe I would have believed it too. On the other hand, my husband and I are still trying to cope with all of this. After that violent episode, things got hard between us. It is not easy to save a marriage once violence is involved, but we are trying. I came back home, and for now, things are fine. But sometimes it is really warm here and I wear t-shirts, and he doesn't want to look at me because I still have the bruises from his hands on my arms. They don't look too bad now, but they are still there after almost 2 months of that episode. And I'm guessing they will take a while to heal, since I'm a very pale person and my skin is very sensitive. But my arms don't hurt anymore or anything like that, so I don't mind the bruises. He has apologized for what he did, and I forgave him because it was something that affected us both. And I understand we both got violent and we are both guilty of screwing up our relationship. But like I said, we are still trying to get over it. I guess it will take a while to get over it. It won't be easy, but we are willing to work hard so that everything will get better by the time our baby arrives in a few weeks. That's why we started individual and couples therapy. So we hope everything gets better. Now we are focused on that. We are preparing her room and buying things for her. And for now, that's working. Our relationship is slowly getting back to how it was before, and I'm really happy about that because we loved each other for 8 years, and the last thing I wanted was to throw away our relationship after all that time. Because I know how our relationship was, and I know that this was the first time that we both reacted like this. We both promised each other that it would never happen again, and we would do everything possible so that it would not happen again. So that's all.
Thanks for watching the video. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing. See you in the next video.